Alright, so today what I thought we'd do is go over the current or more recent leaks we have for Code Veronica. And I do say leaks very kind of loosely because, again, until there's an official announcement and we see the game, if it's even a thing, everything that's said could be complete bullshit. But we are going to talk about it today because there has been a few things that have come up since I kind of took my longish break. And some of them are interesting, and some of them I maybe do kind of buy, but some of it's a bit less so. So yeah, we'll go over it today. Go through each point and kind of discuss it as a whole at the end. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first point, it says that the game starts with a prologue where kind of Claire remembers what happens in Raccoon City, and then she's kind of looking for Chris, which is obviously why she goes to Raccoon City in the first place in RE2. And the game actually starts in, or supposedly starts in, the umbrella building that is in the opening cutscene for the game, which is where Claire gets captured, and that is apparently going to act as some kind of tutorial where kind of the game teaches you how mechanics work and stuff like that, and inevitably it will end with the capture of Claire and then sent to Rockfoot Island. I think that would be pretty cool to have that bit playable. It'll probably be very brief because it is a tutorial, but having that section playable would be a pretty cool idea, I think. Honestly, that kind of reminds me of how RE7 does it with the introduction of the game before Ethan gets captured by Jack. It kind of gives you a brief kind of lay down in the controls, how you can bind items, and then a brief bit of combat at the end before the game actually fully starts. So having that in this would be nothing new, but having that, specifically that building as a playable sequence, would be a lot of fun, I think. Okay, so next point is about the prison. It says the prison area is more vast, there's more cells and guard rooms, and there's new characters. It does go over the whole introduction sequence where Claire is out of a cell, and obviously the whole island's gone to shit, so that's pretty similar to the original game. And then the difference here is, apparently she meets Steve in a cell, and then he kind of convinces her to let him out, and obviously they work together. Very different from the original game, because obviously in the original game, she kind of meets him because he's shooting at her from like a guard tower, and that's how they meet. So if that does change in the remake, which there's potential it would do, that would be an interesting way to do it. And then it goes into the more gameplay sort of things, so that's kind of going over the introduction of the game, and by the look of it and by the look of the responses I've seen to this post, if it is legit, it seems to be some kind of playtester talking about it. I'm imagining that breaks some kind of rule, but regardless, so the gameplay part of it, it says you enter into a save room, and from that point on you can actually switch between the two characters at will. And again, this is not a new system, this is actually something that is present in Resident Evil 0. If anyone has played that, you can literally switch between Rebecca and Billy in that game at will, and it has its benefits, and it seems that that's actually the case with this game as well, because it goes on to say that each character has their own set of skills, and it says that Claire is better with knives, and her aim is better, and it says something about a point aim. I don't know what the hell that means, because it's in quotes, so that could be a new thing, or it could be, from the top of my head, it sounds like maybe the crit system that's in the 2 and 3 remakes, where you hold aim down and the crosshairs get tighter, and if you shoot then, there's a high chance for crits. That's the only thing I can really think of that being. It also goes on to say that Claire is better with puzzles, and can give the player advice on how to solve them and see hidden items sometimes. Don't really know how to feel about that. I know that sometimes the characters do kind of say things to give you hints about how to do stuff, but seeing hidden items and stuff like that is an interesting one, and not sure if that will kind of fly with people, because it would kind of make things maybe a bit trivial, but who knows. And then on the Steve side of things, it says he can fly with 2 guns at the same time. Now this one's interesting, because this is definitely a change that's quite substantial, because both characters can do that in the original game. So having that just tied to Steve is interesting. He can also run faster. He cannot mix herbs. Now again, that specifically is something that is very similar to RE0, because Billy couldn't do that either, and it was only Rebecca that could do that. It would make sense with her because she was a medic on the STARS team, but he couldn't do it. And also he can throw knives. Pretty sure that's like a new system entirely, outside of like grenades and stuff like that. I don't think we've ever had like throwing melee weapons. Could be interesting to see. I wonder if you can pick them up. That'd be pretty cool as well, having to throw them from a distance, save some bullets, and then pick it up out of the body when they're dead. That would be pretty cool. And it also says that you can use stealth, and knows some of the passwords throughout the complex. The second point does make sense, because of certain things you find out during the story of the game, and it makes sense that he knows some stuff. And then it says he has stealth as well, he can use stealth, and straight away that jumps to the RE4 remake and how you can kind of crouch walk and sneak around and do silent takedowns and stuff. I really do hope they do kind of reintroduce that in some way. I'm not sure how it would work in like the lesser combat focused games when there's less enemies to kill. I think it might make things a little too easy if you can sneak around all the time, but we'll have to see if it's even real and how it plays. So that's pretty much all the points that I mentioned in this little post. Now I do want to say, straight out of the way, some of this stuff does sound possible. Like I think the introduction of the game being that umbrella building and having a tutorial is a good idea. It makes that whole cutscene that people really like a playable sequence of the game, which would be a positive. I think that would be pretty cool, and everyone would like to see that. I think the kind of switching between the characters at will is interesting. I'm not sure kind of when and how that'll work. Obviously in Zero it's not always there. Like there are moments in Zero where the characters are literally split up and you can't switch at all, and that's fine. So I think that would be cool. Makes me think if they're going to make the other character a like AI partner that you can switch between if they're there all the time. Obviously with Zero, they are there when you kind of switch between them, and they do kind of do their own thing. They will fight, but the AI was kind of bad, so maybe they're going to incorporate the RE4 AI for Ashley or Luis, and have the AI be there present and fight and help you, and then when you need to like do certain things, you can switch between the characters there and then. I don't know. I really don't know how they'll do that. It's funny because while I've been kind of looking up this stuff and making this video, I've actually seen people say, you know, I can't believe they're going to make Steve a playable character in the remake. Like, did people not play the original game? Like, that was a thing. It did happen a few times. But it was more akin to the like Resident Evil 4 way of doing it, or the RE2 remakes and stuff, where there is a set sequence in the game where you play as them. It's not something you can switch between. It's just this part of the game is where you play as that character. Like, that's just how it works. So I don't know if they'll keep that the same, or if they'll make it this like seamless switching. Who knows? But let me know what you guys think of that one, because that is an interesting one. If it does end up being true, I think the characters having their own unique abilities or skills is a good thing, because it encourages, you know, you to swap characters and do other things, and it does kind of keep the game fresh, because obviously you'll be playing as both characters, so you're not just playing like just Claire or just Steve throughout the entire game. So that's cool. The puzzle mechanics and like the hidden item detection stuff, not sure about that. Let me know what you guys think of that one. And then the stealth mechanics for Steve, I think the stealth did so well in the 4 remake that it's likely to be reused again. And again, not sure how it would work in a lesser combat focused game, but here it is. But they're all the leaks. Let me know what you guys think of all of that down in the comments below. Remember to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and subscribe to the channel for more RE content. I'll try and post most days, and try and post a stream or two during the weekends. So yeah, thank you for watching, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.